Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, Dio here with the first 10 turns guide for the Sisters of Twilight on the very hard difficulty in Mortal Empires. The Twilight Sisters were a close second on my last poll and they have a fairly intimidating starting position, so I thought they'd be great to cover next. But anyway, let's get to it. To start things off, move your wizard hero into your army and attack the Temple of Adiath. Just like most of the battles in your first 10 turns, you should fight this manually to prevent any unnecessary losses. Hide all of your ground units in the forest here, so the AI doesn't go chasing after them. All you'll need to win this battle with 0 casualties are your flying units. Start the battle off with a volley of Kurnos. Because of the small army you're facing, you don't have to be picky with your targets. Make sure the sisters are using Talon of Dusk ammo for maximum damage to groups of enemy units. Now all you need to do is run circles around the enemy army. It's worth turning fire at will off so that you have greater control over who the sisters fire at, which is quite important in larger battles. However, as this is a small skirmish, fire at will is absolutely fine to you. Don't forget that you have 2 uses of the Volley of Kurnos, so make good use of it. It won't be long before your Hawk Riders and sisters rout the enemy army and win you your first battle. After the battle, sack the settlement and grab ever-reaching tendrils on sisters and Wissan's wild form on your wizard. Switch the sisters to march stance and begin moving towards War's Anvil. Every time you win a battle, you'll get 1 favor from the Lord Daith. Go over to the Forge of Daith and head over to the Dreaming tab and grab the Dreaming Boots for extra campaign movement range, which will be very important in a couple of turns. Don't forget to equip these on the sisters on this turn. Head to your tech tree and begin researching the very first technology available. Head over to your capital, demolish the barracks, and upgrade your main settlement building to tier 2. You should also be able to establish a non-aggression pact with Orion. By moving the sisters here, you'll force the AI to come defend War's Anvil. Go ahead and attack the War's Anvil with the sisters. You'll definitely want to fight this manually as the auto-resolve will delete several of your units. Once again, you'll want to hide your ground units in the forest here and use your flying units to harass the enemy army. Because you're facing a much larger army this time, you'll want to be more selective of your targets, so use your sisters and Volley of Kurnos wisely. Once again, circle around and try to create big blows of units to fire into to maximize your damage. Focus on the enemy melee units as much as you can and try to aim for at least 400 kills on the sisters. Once you run out of ammo, make your ground units visible to the enemy army. This will force the AI to come to you. You can use your Stag Knights to lure a big portion of the enemy army away so that your ground forces are not overwhelmed. With their forces separated into several small parts, your archers will easily kill off what's left of the enemy force. Don't forget that your eagles cause fear in an area around them, so use them to help break the rest of the enemy army. This is a long battle, but well worth doing, as it makes taking the next settlement much easier. After the battle, occupy the settlement. As you'll be relying quite heavily on the sisters, I recommend you go down their yellow line next and grab Flock of Doom on your wizard. Repair War's Anvil and build foraging grounds for the extra growth and reduction in construction cost in your adjacent provinces, as this will help you build up your capital quicker. Put the Grapevines building and Glade Guard Hide in your capital province. Save your favor for now, as you'll need the Dragon's Breath Blessing next turn. Go ahead and attack Hag Hall. As you do not have any siege attackers in your army, you'll have to claim the Dragon's Breath Blessing in order to be able to attack this turn. In spite of what the auto-resolve says, this will be an extremely easy battle. Once again, hide all of your ground units in the forest except for your wizard. Use the Vol's Hammer ability to target the enemy units standing on destructible parts of the wall to knock it down, taking half of the unit down with it. Move your wizard close to the walls so that she's within range to use her spells. Fly behind the enemy lines and blast them with the volleys of Kurnos and sisters attacks. And spam your Flock of Doom spells as much as you are able to. You may take a little bit of damage, but it really won't take long before you whittle down the enemy army for an easy win. After the battle, occupy the settlement and grab Always Ready on the sisters and Flock of Doom on your wizard. Once again, repair the settlement and build foraging groves as well. Next, use your favor to buy the Dreaming Cloak or the Dreaming Ring and equip it. I personally prefer the ring as it gives you a healing ability, replenishment, and Winds of Magic. Recruit a Dark Spellweaver Lord in the Hag Hall and assign them to the Darkweaver office slot, as this gives all of your army some additional Winds of Magic. You should also be able to get non-aggression and trade agreements with Alethanar if you offer him a bit of gold. Begin moving the sisters towards the last enemy settlement and use your second lord to colonize Ice Rock Gorge. Repair the settlement building in Ice Rock Gorge and disband your second lord for now. Use what money you have left to recruit a couple of Glade Guards with Hagbane tips. You should have enough movement speed to attack the last settlement. Fight this manually with the same strategies you've been using so far and occupy the settlement after the battle. Again, repair the settlement and build foraging groves in all available settlements. Grab Always Ready on the sisters and Flock of Doom on your wizard. You can go one of 2 ways in the research tree. I tend to go the upper way, as this leads to improved relations with the High Elves. After your last battle, you'll be able to unlock the Dreaming Cloak and equip it. You should also be able to begin trading with the Exiles of Nahek. Begin moving the sisters back down towards Hag Hall and recruit 3 more Hagbane tips into your army. Recruit a High Spellweaver Lord in Ice Rock Gorge and assign them to the High Weaver office for a faction-wide miscast reduction bonus. On turn 7, an invasion event will appear and it'll spawn an army in 3 turns, but we are going to attack it right away. It's always a Skaven army, and the army composition seems to be random, but it's still a fairly easy battle. Once again, hide your army in the forest and place your wizard near the edge. The overall strategy is the same as before, but now you can overcast Flock of Doom from the forest to help out a great deal. If the enemy has a lot of artillery, it may be worth wasting their ammo to avoid taking too much damage. Don't forget to use your ring to heal any damage sustained. Once you run out of ammo, use your Dreaming Cloak's ability to spawn a unit of Blade Guards and pull the enemy army to you. By this point, the enemy army should be pretty beaten up, so a few volleys from your archers should rout them pretty quickly. After the battle, take the money, as your army shouldn't need replenishing. Grab either Wonders of the Forest or Growth of the Forest on your sisters, and Wild Heart on your wizard. Move back towards Witchwood and recruit more Hagbane tips into your army. Also move your second lord to the Plain of Dogs to colonize it next turn. The Skaven army is programmed to go after the Witchwood, so you won't attack any of your other settlements. Go ahead and attack them, and you should be able to auto-resolve, depending on how well you did in the previous battle. Continue down the blue line on the sisters, and grab Evasion on your wizard. Begin moving back up north, and recruit more Hagbane tips along the way. Colonize the Plain of Dogs with your second lord, and disband them after doing so. Repair your new settlement, and upgrade the Dreaming Ring in your forge. Move to your settlement, as it's prone to being attacked by the Beastmen. Build foraging groves in the Plain of Dogs, and build a Craftsman's Tree, and upgrade the Deepwood Camp in your capital. Before you decide on your next move, you should check where the Beastmen are. The corruption details will tell you if there are any characters in the province spreading corruption. Based on this, I've decided to move north, where I'll be waging war next. Build the Roots of Giran in your capital. And that's it, the first 10 turns as a Sisters of Twilight on the very hard difficulty in Mortal Empires. The objective is to enact a healing ritual at your capital to keep your settlement safe until you are able to activate it. Each ritual increases the healing at the Oak of Ages, bringing you closer to your campaign victory. The Dark Elves to the north make great targets for sacking, and each battle you win gives your forests more healing to remain active on the campaign map. Morathi to the south almost always manages to fight her way to you eventually, so keep a close eye on her. Once you finish your first ritual, you can teleport to any of these sites on the map and begin healing another location. I personally find the Empire lands to be pretty easy to deal with, so I tend to go there next. I hope you enjoyed this guide, and if you did like it, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more guides like this one. See you next time. Toodles.